Welcome back to the Cultivator Podcast. I'm Daybar Bugler.
And I'm CJ Hughes. Today we have a very special episode for you. We're thrilled to be joined by Myrna, who's the Program Manager, Community Employment Services, and Noah, the Director of Marketing and Communications at Northeast Arc.
Thank you so much for having us. We're really excited to talk about our partnership with the farm and how it's been so impactful for our programs. And we're really excited to just talk about all the great things we've done together.
Yay. Love that. So to kick things off, can you give us a brief overview of Northeast Arc and the services that you guys provide?
Sure, yeah. So Northeast Arc is a nonprofit or disability services organization based in Danvers, but with a presence all across the North Shore and really northeastern Massachusetts. And our goal is really to help people with disabilities and autism live as full participants in their communities, choosing for themselves how to live, learn, work, socialize, and play, really just get them fully included in their communities. We support about 10,000 people across 200 communities. And we really provide a full range of services from birth through early intervention programs, all the way through childhood, young adulthood, up to seniors. We have residential houses. We've got clinical nursing. So it's really supporting people throughout their entire lives. So we're just really excited about the impact we have, and also the opportunity to do programs like this where we can be part of the community, because I think that's really important.
That's amazing. Can you each share a little bit more about your role within Northeast Arc?
Yeah, I guess I'll just quickly start. I think the Director of Marketing and Communications, and really my role is to help tell stories about what we do. So that really means working with Myrna and people like Myrna who are doing all the hard work on the ground. And just helping people understand what we're all about, what we're accomplishing. And I think that, a really important thing for us is that message of inclusion, and to help people understand that people with disabilities need to be included in our communities in all variety of ways. So that can be work, but it can also be through volunteerism. And so I love my job because I really have the fun part of working at Northeast Arc, where I get to tell people about all the cool stuff that we're doing each day.
Thank you, Noah. Well, as a program manager, my responsibility is basically assisting our participants to be able to live a full life, and that can be us supporting them in social skills that they can have in the community. We also assist them with individualized goals that they can obviously experience and be able to integrate a full experience into the community. What we do is we teach them how to have vocational skills based on their interest. So I can wear many hats during the day, but I think for me is assisting them to be able to have a full experience based on their goals that they want to experience a little bit more.
So we love having Northeast Arc on the farm. Can you explain to the listeners the role that the farm programming plays with participants?
Sure. The role that plays is basically based on their specific goals. They like to be able to enhance their vocational skills in their lives, such as learning how to be able to have healthier options to eat. They learn from being able to have their social skills integrated with other farmers. They're able to not only integrate that way, but also give back to the community.
How would you measure the success? I know the farm and Northeast Arc, the partnership is nearly as old. It's as old as the farm itself. So, how do you measure that barometer of success?
We measure it in different ways. First, we obviously ask their feedback to see what, the things that they have learned over the time. We also ask, the things that they want to improve, and the struggles or the challenges that they may have. Another way we do assess our success is basically the things that the final products that they're doing in the community. That to them, it means a lot. The integration, the welcoming that we have received from the farm has been amazing. They're always eager to ask, when are we going back? When we're going back? So, for us, that's very, very reassuring. The third is basically for us as the team of Northeast Arc is basically allowing them to be part of the community that they either live in or they serve. For us, that's like the number one goal for us, to be able to see the integration. So that's basically how we measure the success in our end.
So it's clear that Northeast ARC is not just providing services, but it's also working to teach and create opportunities. Are there initiatives that Northeast ARC has in place to engage the community?
Yeah, no, I think, building up what Myrna said, like the community aspect is so important. And, just continuing the theme of Peabody, like a really great example of that is Breaking Grounds, which is our coffee shop in Peabody. And that sort of started with there being sort of a desire and need in Peabody for a coffee shop downtown. And we were saying, okay, how can we meet that need, but within the context of what we're looking to do? So it became a coffee shop, but it's also a job training ground. So now people can go learn all about working in food service, learn if they like it, and then go out and get jobs in the community. And now we have sort of 2 other job training programs similar to that at our location at the Parcels Gift Store at Liberty Tree Mall, and then an Amazing Pizza in Salem. So I think community involvement is really important for us so that, it's not just about us supporting individuals with disabilities, but we're also supporting the community. And I think that partnership is really important. And I think that one thing that we really, and I'm glad Myrna sort of talked about meeting each person's goals, because that's something really important throughout our programs is whatever someone's goal is, we want to meet it and help them live for that person what an inclusive full life is. And that's different for every person. Some folks really want to work and they want to have a job and they want to work at a coffee shop. Other folks don't, but that's okay. And so we'll work with that person and say, okay, what do you want to do? How can we meet those goals? I think that's really important.
Myrna, can you share a participant story with us? Like an instance where the farm programming has impacted a participant's life?
Sure. Well, I have many stories, but one that stands out for me is basically when we first started the volunteer at the farm, we had broken up into 2 groups. So the participants, one cluster of participants were working on making a land for a pathway for the herb garden. Another group were working on basically tearing weeds. They were like about 4 feet tall. It was a task, but they were able to complete it. Some of them were very, very excited that they were able to complete it. Another thing that I seen was the resilience in their work. And then moving on forward, basically, we were able to see the final product, the things that we were preparing, such as that land was for a new greenhouse that was going to be put in that place. And then the pathway was able to be accessible for people who were obviously on wheelchairs to be able to enjoy the serene environment. So for us, we felt very, very proud of our participants. However, I also do have a cool story because we also did see other members, not only as community members, but farm members as well come, and they were able to kind of connect with recognizing by experiencing, hey, I know you from Haven for Hunger, which is another volunteer site that we also volunteer in 5 days a week. So for that, making the connection between different volunteers through the community of Peabody and having them recognize them in certain places like that was amazing. To me, that was heartwarming. And then we kind of broke it down a little bit. This is the educational part of what we do, the work here at the farm, but we also do volunteer at the Haven for Hunger. So they were able to see the bigger picture and how our work at the farm contributes to the Haven for Hunger. Then it goes out to the community when people come and collect, foods or plants or beautiful flowers too that we have there. So for us, that was an amazing, amazing, heartwarming story.
And I think what Myrna touched on something really important too about sort of the impact of the volunteering we do also in the community. And I think that something that's really important is that folks with disabilities are visible in the community. Like that was sort of the whole idea behind the Center for Linking Lives we built at Liberty Tree Mall, that we wanted to have a place where people could see people with disabilities in their everyday life, which has not historically been the case. And so I think that that's sort of one really important way to reduce that stigma. And so that when folks come to the farm and they see folks with disabilities working, but then maybe they go see them out in the community, I just think that's a really important aspect of building that sort of inclusion that we were talking about and also sort of reducing that stigma. So I love that story for that reason, because it just brings so many different things together.
It's inspiring, and I love that you're talking about visibility, because I think it's really important. And honestly, a lot of the participants that come down from Northeast Arc are inspiring. Like I'll go there on a down day to volunteer and, have somebody next to me who's just like going at a row of weeds. And all of a sudden I'm like, all right, you know what? Let me just roll up my sleeves. We can figure this out. My day is bad, but like, everyone's kind of going through something. So it is really nice to be able to have that side by side kind of relationship building and everyone kind of is inspiring each other. Okay, so I have to share Jeanette's favorite story because it really does show, it shows the transformation that can kind of happen on the farm, and it's a really cool example because we see it in so many different ways. There was a participant from Northeast Arc. I think his name was Mike.
Correct.
Yeah, he still comes on the farm. We love having Mike on the farm. He's so inspirational to so many people, especially to me for other specific reasons. But he used to come on the farm wearing literally like a full out suit, basically, right? Just like very fancy full out suit. Definitely matched his personality. But we noticed like on the farm, it took we let everyone ease into farming, into volunteering and go at their own pace. And it took him a couple visits before he got a little bit comfortable. But eventually, he kind of like took off his coat, rolled up his sleeves, got really into the projects that we were doing. And he's probably one of my favorite people to photograph on the farm when I come in as a social media manager because he's so enthusiastic. I mean, heavy lifting, down and dirty. And I think it's such a great picture of what happens to you at the farm when you come in. Like you're allowed to take your time. You're able to go at your own pace and find projects that meet, if there are any restrictions that you have or capabilities that you have, you can do that and take your time. And everyone kind of blossoms into this really everyone catches the farm bug, I feel. That's what I kind of call it.
They come in a suit and they leave in a dirty tank top.
Right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's great advertising. CJ, do you have any like stories that come to mind?
I mean, that one is the favorite story. For me, it is sort of more of a long-term observation. Like when last year I was going through photos from, the 2020, 2021, and, Northeast Arc participants have been participating in farm work from that very first season, maybe 2018, when the first plants went in the herb garden. And there's a photo of someone who she still comes every year. And it's just like amazing to see how, just the land has changed and the plants have changed and the herb garden has changed. But a lot of the same people still come and still put in that hard work. And you can really see the impact that they've had on the land and the plants and in turn us and the community. And it's just really a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah, no, I agree. And a little add on to that, I would say, I think it's hard work, right? But it's a very therapeutic environment that not only staff, participants, and even the members that come, they just want to gaze in, and especially when we have a welcoming every year, that adds on to that as well. So I do agree with that.
Yeah, it is a therapeutic place. I was there yesterday. It was covered in snow, but it was so warm that I actually skated out and sat on the bench, but I could hear the snow crackling. I was that's amazing.
Okay, that needs to be recorded and put as a
That's
sound.
some ASMR, melting, crackling snow.
Right?
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Something
yeah.
there. Well, so I love this relationship building that New Hall Field and Northeast Arc has been doing for years now. I know we're coming on our sixth year at the farm. I know we celebrated our fifth last year. So it's really exciting to see how it's been developing. It's really, really cool. So before we wrap up, could you tell listeners if there are any ways that they can get involved with Northeast Arc in a supportive way or anything at all?
Yes, I think there's sort of three things. Since I work on the fundraising team, I'd be remiss if I said we're always looking for donations. NE-ARC.org is our website, and you can learn about what we do and donate. We're always looking for talented folks to join our team. We have a variety of roles, and I think one of the really cool things about Northeast Arc is that you don't necessarily have to have specific experience working with folks with disabilities to do a lot of this work. You just have to have a passion for helping people and making their lives better. And that, we get a lot of people who come in who have never worked in an organization like ours, but they love the work and they stick with it and they stay there. And I think finally just volunteering, and I'll let Myrna talk a little more about her program specifically. But we have an incredible director of volunteer services, Suzanne Ryan. If you go to our website, you can find her contact information. And she is, She's been working for us for more than 30 years, and she is just so talented at, if someone comes to her and says, I really want to do X, she will make that happen and help people sort of meet their volunteering goals. And that could be working with some of our programs like Journeys, but also working with our residential homes. So we love when people volunteer because, I think it's, when people volunteer with us, they just instantly get hooked. They love working with the participants. It's like you talked about, it's just such a positive thing to do. So we've got a lot of great, partners in the business community here across the North Shore. So like those would be, three really big things. But I know for you, you're always looking for community partners too.
Yeah, I mean, I love to collaborate with anybody who is willing to give us a chance. And this is why I fell in love with the farm, because they were welcoming us with open hands, right? So in that perspective, we're giving back to the community, and now the community wants to give back to us. So therefore, the interns that behalf of Suzanne Ryan that she has referred to us, they're high school kids. They could be kids from college trying to get internships. So that has opened a variety of opportunities for us for not only to engage with our client or with our participants, but to be able to know what we do and know what's correct. Once they kind of see what we kind of do, they're like, can we get a job here? I can't wait to turn X amount of age to be able to come here to work. So for us, it's fulfilling because not only our participants are able to engage with the interns from schools, colleges, even other programs, that to us means a lot. And especially, they're more kind of bringing up a new way to interact with clients, and not only a specific type of client or participant, right? But it is engaging in American Sign Language, which is a new innovation to integrate the hard of hearing, participants to be engaged with what's going on. So to experience even more of a opportunity for them in volunteering is amazing as well. So it's a lot of integration, a lot of collaboration among all of us, and I think that's great that we do to receive that feedback from them.
Agreed.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Myrna, Noah, for coming on our podcast and sharing more about Northeast Arc. Your work is making a huge difference in our community. We love the partnership between the farm and Northeast Arc, and we certainly look forward to another fun season out there on the farm.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us. It's always a pleasure.
And thanks to our listeners for tuning in. And if you'd like to learn more about Northeast Arc, be sure to follow them on social media or visit them online.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Cultivator podcast to learn more about Newhall Field Community Farm and the work that we're doing with our partners and volunteers on the North Shore. Until next time.